Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Coco Gauff overcomes 14 more double faults to advance in Montreal. Montreal AP. Coco Gauff overcame 14 more double faults to beat Veronika Kudermetova of Russia 4-6, 7-5, 6-2 on Thursday in the National Bank Open. 2 days after surviving 23 double faults and a third-set tiebreaker against fellow American Danielle Collins, the top-seeded Gauff rallied from a set and breakdown against Kudermetova to reach the round of 16. It was a tough match, Gauff said. I thought I did well mentally, especially on the return. I was playing an opponent that served really well. Obviously, I would like to serve better on my end, but overall, just happy to get through. Gauff, number 2 in the world behind Aryna Sabalenka, entered the week having lost 2 straight matches since winning the French Open, falling in her opening matches in Berlin and Wimbledon. It does give positives that I am winning these matches having literally one part of my game on a crutch, Gauff said. If I can stand on both feet, then I can only imagine that it will be a lot more straightforward and a lot easier for me. Graf set up a match with 18-year-old Canadian Victoria Mboko, a 1-6, 6-3, 6-0 winner over Marie Buzkova of Czechia in the night session. Mboko is the last of the 9 Canadians left. It was a very difficult match, I feel like, mentally and physically for me, Mboko said. I'm just really happy to have come out with a win. McCartney Kessler of the United States upset 4th-seeded Mira Andreeva of Russia 7-6, 5, 6-4. In the next round, Kessler will face Marta Kostyuk of the Ukraine. Kostyuk beat 15th-seeded Daria Kasatkina of Australia 3-6, 6-3, 7-6, 4. Diana Yastremska of the Ukraine knocked off 8th-seeded Emma Navarro 7-5, 6-4 in a night match. She'll face 9th-seeded Elena Rybakina of Kazakhstan, a 6-0, 7-6, 5 winner over Jacqueline Christian of Romania in the last match of the day. 10th-seeded Alina Svitolina beat Kamila Rakimova of Russia 7-5, 6-2. The Montreal summer sun hung low, casting long shadows across the blue hard court as Coco Gauff stepped up to the baseline. Her eyes, sharp with focus, didn't flinch from the scoreboard glaring in the background. 6-4, 3-6, 4-4. Another 3-set thriller, another moment of reckoning for the 20-year-old American tennis sensation. And once again, her serve, particularly her second serve, had betrayed her. 14 double faults. That was the bitter statistic that flashed through every commentator's recap, every fan's gasp, every analyst's frown. But behind that number, behind every awkward toss and misfired swing, was a deeper story. One of courage, adaptation, and relentless willpower. Act 1. Storm clouds and stumbles. From the opening games of her third-round clash at the Canadian Open, it was clear Gauff wasn't at her sharpest. Her opponent, a wily veteran ranked just outside the top 30, capitalized early, pouncing on every tentative second serve with aggressive returns. Gauff's first double fault came in her very first service game. By the time she served again, it had already become a pattern. Yet somehow, she didn't panic. She grimaced, yes, tossed the ball a bit higher on the next serve, slowed her pace. But she didn't crumble. After winning the first set 6-4 through sheer baseline dominance, her ground strokes singing with topspin and pace, Gauff's rhythm wavered. The second set was a catalog of erratic serving, for double faults in one game, 2 more in a tie-break-like pressure moment. Her shoulders tightened, her footwork stuttered, and Montreal's usually supportive crowd grew restless. But Gauff, she didn't look to her box for a miracle. She simply marched to her chair, pulled a towel over her face, and took a deep breath. I had to remind myself who I am, she'd say later in her post-match interview, with the poise of a champion. I'm not going to let my worst shot define me. Act 2, A Fighter's Fire. Down 3-4 in the final set, with her confidence flickering like a candle in the wind, Gauff hit rock bottom on serve. Another double fault. Another break point. The match teetered on the brink. And then, something shifted. Whether it was instinct, anger, or a flash of inspiration, Coco cracked a 117 miles per hour ace down the tee. The crowd roared. She didn't smile. She didn't have to. That serve was more than a point. It was a declaration. I'm still here. What followed was vintage Gauff. Fierce rallies, darting backhands, lung-busting defense. She scrambled, slid, and spun her way through the next two games, flipping the script entirely. At 5-4, she earned her first match point, stepping up to the line with the weight of all 14 double faults pressing down on her shoulders. And then, one final twist. A soft second serve. Her opponent jumped on it, but Gauff read it like a book. She sprinted to her forehand wing and rifled a passing shot down the line. A clean winner that stunned the stadium. Game, set, match, Coco Gauff. Act 3, beyond the scoreboard. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't dominant. But it was real, raw, and full of character. Gauff's stats for the match would read like a contradiction. 14 double faults, yet 32 winners, 7 aces, yet just 48% first serve percentage. But stats rarely capture the heartbeat of a match. Her victory wasn't just about advancing to the next round. It was about battling herself and winning. It was about refusing to fold in the face of her most public weakness. In a world where perfection is often demanded, Coco embraced imperfection and still thrived. I know my serve's still a work in progress, she admitted, sweat-drenched and smiling under the lights. But I trust my game. I trust my fight. Act 4, the bigger picture. Coco Gauff's journey has never been linear. From the moment she shocked the world as a 15-year-old defeating Venus Williams at Wimbledon, expectations ballooned. Every match became a proving ground, and every flaw a magnifying glass. Her serve, once merely erratic, has now become a national talking point. Coaches, pundits, even retired legends have weighed in on how she should fix it. Change her toss. Adjust her grip. Go underhand. But Gauff is no puppet. She's a player of intuition, of emotion, of pride. And while she continues to work tirelessly to improve technically, she refuses to let critics rewrite her identity. Because Coco is not just the double faults. She is the girl who chased down every ball in 90-degree heat. She is the woman who stayed calm in chaos. She is the champion who wins ugly and still owns it. Act V, what comes next? With this victory, Gauff advances to the quarterfinals in Montreal, where a likely clash with the top 5 seed looms. The path doesn't get easier. The pressure only mounts. But pressure is something Gauff now seems to welcome. I like the hard matches, she said, eyes fierce. They teach me more than the easy wins. As the tournament continues, fans are left wondering, can Coco clean up her serve in time to challenge for the title? Can she keep defying expectations? Will her raw courage be enough? Time will tell. But one thing's for sure, tennis is richer for having her in the spotlight. Epilogue, the flame that won't go out. In many ways, Coco Gauff's Montreal journey mirrors the path of all great athletes. Not the perfect ones, but the ones who persist, who hurt, who fall, who fight back harder. She is flawed. She is human. And she is fierce. So let the critics count her double faults. Let the numbers pile up. Because when the dust settles and the crowd rises, Coco Gauff will still be standing. And she'll be swinging.